Hello and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel, and let's start. Intuition. Crystal Vision and the Wheel of Fortune, okay. Prince, okay. The Bird. Magic. Pen. Clouds. Yeah. Stars. Do you want to prove yourself to the universe right now? I'm getting that you felt you feel the need to separate yourself from a lot of things to chase your dreams. You know, the pen always reminds me of art supplies or just stuff, a lot of stuff. And I think you've realized that you sat in your, or you are still currently sitting in your life, and you felt so stuck that you just had it and you thought, well, you know what, stuff needs to go. And you're trusting in the universe that everything you will need will also in the future be supplied to you, right? With the infinity symbol. But I'm getting also, you know, I think you want to manifest something also. You know, obviously if you let go of things, you're freeing yourself up for something uncertain. And that's what you want to do. And you also try to look up some guidance. That's the bird, you know, a confirmation for that what you are doing is right. Because this is an issue I think that you have with your intuition. It's a nice word, isn't it? Sometimes it's so clear, you know, to be intuitive. And sometimes it's really hard because of this. It's a tooth, something that is taken for granted until it hurts or it's lost, right? And for you, I'm getting that you are separating yourself from something or maybe even someone in your life. And you are causing this for yourself. You are causing this moment of pain for yourself. And you don't really know if it's your intuition, if this is going to be the right decision, because there's a lot of heart involved in this. You know, could be someone that you love deeply, but you know you have to separate because you need to grow, and if they're still in your life, you cannot grow. Yeah. Not in the way you want to. And you are confused because you don't know if, you know, if what you are chasing is the right thing, you know. I think you have got some dreams that you want to manifest, you know. Those are almost not clouds but thoughts, and you want to manifest your thoughts. But to be able to do that, I think you tried to do it mentally for a long time, but it didn't work out. Nothing manifested. So you started to move matter, and then you started to move more matter, And it's got to the point where you were almost overwhelmed also, or you are about to be overwhelmed, however it applies for you, a little bit, because it's a lot, you know, when you give up your whole manifestation, your whole life, to find something else that's somewhere. But you also had some dreams with the vision. You know, when you have dreams about continuing the path with someone and this someone gets wounded all the time in all the dreams, my personal interpretation of this is that it means that this person cannot be in your life anymore, or shouldn't be, because it will cause them more harm to stay. And that's what you are trusting. You're trusting this guidance, you know, the bird. And it's a learning process. It's a learning process about intuition, but also I think you're also thinking, why am I doing this? Is it to chase someone else? Or is it to chase yourself? And you're also currently having a lot of doubts about whether you're doing the right thing or not. You know, to pick some stars and to move things around, right? It's the wheel of fortune. And in a way, you know, you cannot just sit in your house and wait for things to change. You have to cause the change and to be the change. And I'm wondering what you think your cause is for this. Fact is that if you change your external circumstances, that you also do have a different experience internally, because that's the way it works. The external is always a reflection of the internal, right? And it's a hard decision to make, because we think about change and everything that we are not ready, you know. We always postpone it because I think we are barely ever at the point where we think that we are ready for a change, because especially if it's a big one, if you're really balling up your life and move or whatnot, and in this process give away a lot of what you have defined as yours. And I think you are currently at the point where you are at the most painful part, you know, to leave. It's harder when you leave, like before you leave, when you are still sitting in the old, especially if your path forward is something that you maybe just saw in your dreams, or maybe you just envisioned it somehow and it's not certain. You know, when you have a plan and you know exactly what's going to happen and when, it's a bit easier maybe even, because you still have the certainty. But for you, I'm getting you're doing it based on your intuition, based on you're currently wrapping it up based on your intuition. And it could involve, you know, when you leave your life behind, it could involve also, so much that you love, everything that you love. It can be anything, it can be a pet, it can be anything that you cannot take with you, or you don't want to take with you because it's just dragging you down and causing you to be heavier. Or blocked, or just not as flexible. Healing. Began to think of the fresh air and the sunshine. I'm always drawn to that this is written in the past. Yeah, it's a healing process. You're still in the middle of it. And yeah, in the middle of the storm, and you are causing it in a way because you felt so uncomfortable that you just didn't know what else to do. And the only way to go through it is to experience the storm that you are causing and the tears and everything, because yeah, maybe you're looking for silence, but it's a storm that you cannot really say what it's all about. All you know is that you need to do this, because when you are having, for example, in a situation, when you are in a situation and you are constantly split between two thoughts, you know, two decisions, two paths, right? It's this, should I leave them or should I not? And it's constantly coming up whenever you see them. In a way, it's a sign. This is the first sign of your higher self maybe wanting to leave, but you are still too attached. And when this happens, this will repeat itself, this thought process. And if you are not analyzing it to the point where you know why this thought process happens and you either change it, then if you don't change the thought process, if it still comes up all the time, then you need to address it and act on it. If you leave someone behind, and you had this thought of leaving them for a long while, and it's coming up all the time, when you see them, can you really enjoy being with them? Can you really enjoy them to the fullest? And can you also do they deserve this? You have to think from this perspective too, because when it's a relationship, and it can be even a relationship with your pet bird, right? And you are not giving them all you have from the fullest of your heart, and you are constantly mentally with one foot out of the door. Isn't this a sign already that you need to move on, but you are too attached? Because, you know, sometimes when we have to leave people behind, we know that we cause heartbreak that needs to be healed from, right? And when we are the cause, we feel bad about it, because we could have stayed in a situation that is not fulfilling for us. But the reflection of it will also be that you will never be as fulfilling for the other person whatsoever, because this is also a reflection. And if the other person, I just say person, it could be, you know, anything, any situation that fits into this. if the other person doesn't want the change, you know, maybe they are content in it and just they don't want it, you know, they don't see an issue with it. But you do. This doesn't mean that they are right, because sometimes, you know, when you are, for example, it's just a relationship example, but if you are in a relationship and you don't feel happy and you need to leave and they don't want you to leave, then you need to throw in the storm, you know, you need to cause the wind. But it could also be that even though they might be in shock about it, that they will soon also see why it was good for. Maybe they meet someone else much earlier than you did, you know. It's wrong to assume that we are always the best for someone when we are not happy in a situation. Of course, an issue is when you are totally confused about everything. But still, it's better to take action, even if it's hurtful and even if it's a painful lesson, than to stay in a situation and be somewhat content but miserable, and somewhat, you know, not really 100% in it. It's better to cause a storm with 100% than staying in a winter landscape for 100 years. And it's a hard lesson and it requires a lot. Yeah. And also, if you are trying to manifest something, you are proving yourself to the universe that you have blind faith and that your dreams will become true when you just act on the transformation. Look at all the butterflies there, right? And she's having blind faith. She's just doing it. And if you look at her face, she's not too happy, is she? It's the leaving pain, right? It's this painful leaving one part of yourself behind that you shared with another. And if you leave another, then this other person is, well, you will leave a part of yourself behind in them. But it's also somehow a lesson in interconnectedness, because we are all one, and therefore, you know, we are one system. And I think you are also worried that they won't be fine, but they will. Yeah, see? Yeah, and you need to tune yourself, right? And if you were out of tune with them, they were also out of tune with you. And even if you are worried, things have a miraculous way of working out. And this is just a confirmation, because you are chasing your dreams and you try to make the best decision. And I think you also took the time a bit, maybe not as consciously as you could have, because life throws you into life situations, right? Because when I think about this wheel, you know, when we sit in those things, we are usually very conscious of the surroundings, because it's a special moment, right? And also this looks like a first love because of the flower and everything, and it's like it looks like a special moment, and maybe the reason why you are doing this, or you did that, however it applies for you, is also because you want to be more in tune. And when you don't know what's tuning you, you try the old way, right? You know, you tried the old way, and sometimes we need to try a new way, right? Maybe it's, yeah, because, you know, when we change, that's what's happening. Because when we are changing, we are, all the things that we used to do back then don't work anymore. And it might surprise ourselves. And people might tell you, oh, you've changed. And you might see it as a negative thing, or they might see it as a negative thing, because they want to keep you the way they met you, right? But it's your time to evolve. And in tune, you know, when you tune an instrument, it just means that it's the same instrument, but you still have to adjust it a bit. And if you felt severely out of tune, you have to severely adjust things. And sometimes it somehow goes back to the old adjustment life, you know. Sometimes we change, and then we get out of tune again, and then we have to tune ourselves again. And it's a process, and you might just blindly trying to find your tuning. And even if you have to learn some painful lessons in between, you know, the tooth, you're not, you know, you try to do it your very best, and you as long as you do it from a standpoint of, I want to do it because I want the best for everyone involved. And if the best means that you need to go, or leave people behind, leave animals behind, leave stuff behind, you know, even everything you are emotionally attached to. If this means that, it's that, right? Yeah, look, dreamer, chasing your dreams, but not really knowing, right? But still with faith. And it's a good way. It's okay. Even if you cannot reverse things that you set in motion, afterwards you will always know better for the future. And all you are doing is getting to know yourself. So whatever decision you currently are making, it's just a learning process, and you just have to do it no matter what. Yeah. It's my jet home. Yeah. Even if it hurts, and even if you cause heartache for yourself a bit, maybe a bit more, but also for others. It's just time with the wheel. It's time. And the main thing is that you need to chase yourself, right? And that's what you are doing. The dream is you. Right? Yeah. Yeah, so I hope this reading helped. I'm gonna pull a card where every card has the same meaning, and the meaning is everything is going to be okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, and who is this reading for? Scorpio. Yeah. So, yeah. Additional info is in the litter box below, and see you next time. Bye bye.